Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the stream. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to get started here just a few minutes early because we got a lot to do and I'm running out of time already. So thank you guys so much for joining in. If you're watching this live, if you're re-watching this, I appreciate your support as always. We're going to dig right into it today, guys. We got an awesome kind of topic to talk about, basically based off of what happened yesterday. But we've got the stacking inventory from these crazy retail sales, guys. There's some crazy sales going on right now, and we're going to talk about that, get into that here in just a minute. But first, we want to dig in and get our orders started. As always, we got quite a few orders from this past weekend. It was a good weekend over the holiday, so hopefully you all had as good of a weekend. Hopefully your guys' sales picked up. I was actually surprised ours did, because normally during a holiday weekend you tend to see them slow down. So good to see that the sales picked up. We actually had probably the best weekend we've had in a few, at least the past 2 months or so. So super happy to see that. But we're going to dig right in. Like I said, I've got a hard 2-hour deadline on this stream because we have an appointment and stuff we got to get to. So we're going to start right off and try to move through these orders as quickly as possible, but still talking and sharing some stuff that's been going on in the day-to-day life of me as a reseller, and then we can talk about anything you guys want to also. So feel free to leave those comments in the comment box below or in the chat if you're watching this live. I greatly appreciate that. We're going to dig right in, like I said, first off with the first sale of the day that we're going to be shipping out. Just for numbers real quick, guys, before I lose them here, we ended up with just shy of $2,000 over Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So we did get our orders from Friday shipped out because I knew it was going to be the long weekend. With the long weekend, I was planning on getting these out yesterday. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, but we aren't going to be able to, we weren't able to get them out yesterday because of sale and everything that's going on. So we're doing them today. So these are just orders from Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I haven't even touched the orders from yesterday yet either. We'll do those at a later time. But like I said, we're just running out of time. So we're going to get started. First thing here, we got the Green Bay Packers training hat. This is a $9.50 snapback. Picked these up from a supplier, but I think we paid about $10 for these, and this one here sold for $54.99, which is a crazy amount. Honestly, I have those high priced. Either I was the only one that had them, or they were selling for that. I know this camo did really well last season, so we'll see if it continues to sell well through this coming football season. But that is the first order going out. We did pull the tag because retail on it was 38 bucks. That's going out to Zach. Let's see if we can start by finding our place in the order list, and we are going to get started. How's your guys' weekend? How have you guys been doing as far as sales? Same as always, slower, faster? Let me know in the comment box. Would love to hear from you guys on that. Give me 1 second here. Let me find this order. Going out to Zach. There we go. Zach in Illinois. Oops. Add the tracking to that, and that might help. All right. So we got Zach here with the hat going out. Just slide that in a box. Yeah. So crazy week already. Been insane. Obviously, Monday stream I pushed it till Tuesday because of the holiday, and figured everybody would maybe be taking it off, not be listing and such. Didn't want to necessarily mess with that. And we had some stuff going on and all that, so it was nice to kind of take a break. So we pushed it to Tuesday, and hopefully that didn't offset anybody too much. And if it did, then I pushed it again for you guys on Wednesday or till today from yesterday. And that was because we ended up with the Kohl's clearance event happening, kind of a surprise event. Well, it wasn't a surprise, but they started it way earlier than we were expecting. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen all that, and I appreciate it. If you haven't followed me on Instagram, please check it out in the link below. We posted a lot yesterday, kind of covering what we were doing and kind of what we were selling and all that. So hopefully you guys are able to see that. I don't know if my live stream is messing up or not. Let me know in the chat if it is, guys. I appreciate it. But yeah, we've had to push it out again till today, but we'll try to give you guys some updates on Instagram as much as we can. And then also just shared some of the stuff that we were doing throughout the days. And we do that all the time. I mean, I'm not the best at social media, to be honest. I'm a little slow at it. But if you guys are interested in that, give it a follow. Like I said, link is down in the description. Or you can check me out at Delco Resells is the handle on Instagram as well. Next up, we've got this bell visor. This is actually a personal item. I haven't listed that I paid $9, but I believe this came off of my helmet directly. Sold this one here for $35.99, and that was actually with a promotion on it, so I think we had it listed too high. We are running a 15% off promotion on some old inventory that I just decided to go ahead and start dropping the price on a little bit. Thank you guys so much for joining. I appreciate it. Hopefully this live stream is working. Like I said, guys, it's been a little iffy this morning. What's up, Grim? Thank you for joining in. I do appreciate it. I know we went live a little bit early. We haven't talked about anything crazy yet. I'm just running out of time today already, so we decided to go ahead and throw it up real fast. But like I said, you haven't missed anything crazy yet. We've just been chatting about the week so far. All right, we're going to try something here because I don't want this getting scuffed up inside the box. So we're going to try these polys. If you watched, I don't think it was last stream. I think it was the stream before. We bought some of these with our shipping credit just to see if we would ever need them. And it looks like we've already found a use for them. So how about that? No, we're just using it to basically protect it from scratching. It fits really nice in this box, but I don't want it to get all scratched and scuffed up from the box itself. So we're just going to reuse a Target box, and hopefully the buyer doesn't think too badly of me for doing that. Like I said, we sold that one for $35.99, and that was just a personal item that we had. What was I talking about? Oh, the delay in the stream. Yeah, so I apologize for all of you guys on that. Like I said, I didn't want to do that, but when these sales come up and when you're sourcing, especially when you get a crazy sale like we hit yesterday, you just got to sometimes make sure you get that bank. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't pay me anything, so, we got to make sure the bills get paid somehow. We got to take advantage of that. So I know you guys probably understand that, but I do appreciate it. And hopefully everybody's able to catch this. If they're not able to catch it live today, then they can catch the rerun of it when it uploads after we finish. So hopefully that worked out for everybody. But other than that, it has been absolutely crazy. So with the holiday, like I said, we didn't really do a whole lot. I did get some listings up actually on Monday, which was kind of nice. So we're able to get those up. And that'll help through this next weekend. Actually going out of town this next weekend. Next week's live stream, just going to put it out here right away so that hopefully we can get the news out. It is going to be probably on Wednesday of next week as well. And that's because I'm just going out of town for the weekend with my wife and her family. Just for a quick getaway, so to speak, kind of taking that instead of Memorial Day. And yeah, won't be back for a little bit. So going to push the stream to Wednesday, and hopefully everybody can join us then. Let's see. Joshua Wilson, thank you for joining. What's up? Someone was buying about 30 pairs of shoes at Kohl's when I walked in yesterday, but I still feel good about what I picked up. Great. Yeah, I feel you. Like I said, I wanted to do a little bit more streaming. Not streaming, but recording. I am going to be releasing a video. Hopefully my internet kicks in here, guys. I see it's lagging out on me again. Hopefully y'all are still seeing this. But yeah, I want to do some more recording. I am going to be posting a video from that sale because it was pretty crazy. But we'll talk about it here in a little bit also. And I just didn't get as much recording done because I was literally having to actually move through and buy quick, because there were actually competition, which is pretty crazy. I don't run into that very often. So pretty interesting to see. Pretty interesting to see that it's actually either getting more popular. I don't know if that's getting more popular or if I just happen to catch them at the same time. So we'll see. I'm using these a lot, guys. I don't know if this is really going to work. Let's see. Yep, we can see. Okay, good. I'm probably just freaking out. I just have, whenever I'm watching here, it flashes yellow as if it's slowing down. And for some reason, it's not even showing me there's any viewers, which you guys are commenting. So you're obviously viewing. So I don't know what's going on. It's just being weird. But that's what it is. I forgot to show you guys this. Wow. Really slacking today. This is a Raising Cane's Post Malone cup that they gave away, limited edition for during, I think this was, I don't remember when this was. I think this was last year. It might have been the beginning of this year, actually. But these here, you could upcharge or upgrade your combo and get one of these cups, and it was really cool. Okay, cool. It's lagging, but it's catching up. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I think I need to maybe close out a couple more things on my PC. It's an old PC. But yeah, so you could upgrade. It costs like $1 to get this cup instead of the other ones. And with the combos, these were selling really well. I waited too long to list them, and so now they're not selling near as fast as they were. But we got this one for $17.99, or I'm sorry, we only paid $1 for it, and we sold it for $17.99. So not bad there. Got some free lunch out of it, basically, if you consider it that way. So pretty cool. Again, you might be wondering why I'm using these polys. Basically, I don't want it to. I don't really think it needs padding, like, bubble. But this kind of acts as a big bubble, and it protects it from just scratching. So that's why we're using it, which is probably how I end up using these envelopes. They were free, so what can I say? That's going out to Kara in Oklahoma. There you go. So Kara in Oklahoma with the mug, or with the cup. But yeah, crazy to see actual competition in the store. Now, the thing with the competition that I was seeing, I don't think they were resellers. I think I only seen one that was a reseller. Most of them were actually like on the phone talking to people, filling their cart, but like talking to people, hey, you do the so-and-so wear this size and everything. I think people are just literally Christmas shopping now. And that's what one of the ladies actually told me. She's like, I'm out here Christmas shopping. She's like, I got to take advantage of these when I can, so I can, get everybody gifts this year. And I think you're going to see maybe a little bit more of that. A lot more shopping now. People are just trying to be more frugal. I don't blame them. I am too. I bought some Christmas gifts yesterday, so I can't blame them one bit. But yeah, it was just crazy. I went into the first store. Normally that store is dead, and there was like 6-8 people waiting in line. Several of them were for returns, but excuse me. But yeah, it's just interesting to actually see competition for once. At one of these events, which I know there's other resellers that hit them, obviously. And, even though a lot of us are in bread and butter and, we kind of think we have that call out, there's thousands of groups that call these things out, or hundreds at least of groups with thousands of people in them. So we're not the only ones for sure. But we're going to dig into that. I do want to dig into what we got and stuff like that, but we're going to wait just a few more minutes here before we start into that topic. What else we got? Let's see. holiday affecting sales. So obviously, like I said, we did really good in sales this weekend. Surprisingly, I was expecting it to be the opposite. Expected it to slow down. But we have about 40 orders going out today from just those 3 days. That's not including anything that we got since then. So decent overall weekend. We are trying some things to try to boost sales. Like I said, I am running a promotional like 10 to 15% off some old inventory stuff I've had listed for like a year or more. And it's not my retail arbitrage inventory for the most part. There's a few things in there that I priced way high that I know I need to go through and price adjust. But until I can get there, I'm just doing these promos. I am working through and doing some relisting. We talked about that last week, delisting and relisting to make sure that we are not losing opportunities there. So I have begun doing that, but it's just been slow going. And honestly, I've missed a day or so, which also meant I missed a day of listing because I didn't get anything up. So we'll see how that affects it. So far, it's not been bad. Yesterday was slow, but I kind of expected that after the holiday weekend. But we'll just see how it goes. But we've been just trying to do some things to boost our sales. What's up, Recon? Thanks for joining in, man. Appreciate it. Hopefully I don't make you too jealous when we start talking about this Colds event. But anyway, so next up going out is this Phoenix Suns hat. It's a snapback. We sold it for $39.99 for this one. And I think retail is right around 40. Yeah, so same price. Going out to Dorian in Michigan, actually. It's a good hat weekend, actually. We ended up selling, I think, 25 hats. So good hat weekend overall. I'm ready. Awesome. But yeah, I think we're just going to see a lot more competition, and it won't be necessarily, maybe reselling competition, but people are going to be hitting these sales, trying to find good deals. Money's tightening up like we talked about last week, and, why not take advantage of it? So, but yeah, it was crazy to see that many people out yesterday at the events, and I hit it all day long yesterday just due to having to go back for a second trip. And even in the evening, it was packed and people were buying it up, which kind of sucks. I'm getting into my main topic. I do want to cover it here, so give me a second. Let me get another order or two out, and we'll dig into that. You guys got me wanting to talk about this. What's up? What's the other things on my thing? Oh yeah, we were talking about trying to get some listings up. I'm all over the place this morning, guys. We're talking about relisting and delisting stuff and all that goodness. But with that, making sure I get the right shoes here, 9.5s. With that, we ended up, like I said, missing a day or two and just trying to get it. So I did run the sale, like I said, on some older inventory, especially my bin store purchases. A lot of it's just too high priced. I know that, and I just haven't gotten a chance to go through. So that did help a little bit, but honestly, over the weekend, I think we only ended up with 4 sales from that promo. The rest are all, I guess what you would say, organic. They're not promoted or whatever. Some more organic sales. So really nice to see that happening. We've got these New Balance that I want to talk about, but we'll talk about it when I ship the next one. These are going out. We sold them for $69.99, paid $25 for them from the Kohl's clearance event. We bought these in that last big sale. So that's been 3 months ago, I think, right after Christmas, or somewhere right after Christmas, I think, is when we got all these. This was when I got all the giant haul and had the shoes everywhere. Having deja vu of that right now. But that happened, like I said. We've had those, and they're selling really well. I'm actually down to, I think, just a couple more pair of these colorway up until yesterday. So glad to see them going, freeing up some space for that new inventory coming in. Like I said, it's a good profit, 25 into 70. Even with shipping and fees, you're still profiting, I think, 30, 40 bucks. So cannot complain at all with that. I will take it all day long. Some people make fun of me for that. Let's see. You should have asked them to hold your purchase stuff. I've done it before. Oh, I did. And I had to make 2 trips. I bought everything that I needed, and then I came back later yesterday and picked them up. Yeah, I tell everybody that whenever I'm talking to them about this sale, because it's huge. And like I said, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen the post of my car and everything and how that looked. Absolutely packed full. I wish I could put some videos in the stream. I could have. I just didn't have the time to get them set up. But it was crazy. Crazy for sure. But yeah, so man, I am jumping all over. With doing the relisting and stuff like that, we have hopefully helped to boost our sales a little bit, and at least getting the pricing correct and to where it's competitive again. So I feel like that's why we sold some of the randomness that you'll see in today's stream. These are going out to Frances Burley. Here, Frances Burley. All right. Won't tell you where she lives because I told her your whole name. I keep doing that. Let's move on to the next one. So yeah, let's just dig into it. I am obviously talking about it. I don't know why I'm trying to hide or bury the lead, so to speak. So let's dig into what we're talking about with sales. So stacking inventory from these summer sales or these crazy summer sales, it has been insane, guys. I have spent so much in inventory in the past less than 2 weeks, probably more than I've spent over the past 2 months combined. And it's just because we're hitting that summer sale time. Basically, this is when retailers are clearancing out. The reason Kohl's had their event early, I talked to several people, and I mean, obviously this is just from employees, but they literally had their stockroom full. Recon mentioned me holding inventory I didn't have room for, but I purchased it. They told me I needed to pick up tonight. Normally they'll hold it for me for a day, 2 days. They don't care. They all know who I am. But the manager actually told me, she's like, I would love to. She's like, but I don't have the room. Like, I can't put this in the back room right now. She's like, I literally have no room between processing freight and what space we've got back there. So I'm pretty sure they ran the sale early because they just have that much inventory and they're trying to get it out of there. So they're trying to get that clearance stuff moved, and it's not moving through the summer. This happens every summer, but I think it's hitting them a little bit harder this year because of just how slow it's gotten and how the sales have been going for them. It's crazy to see. It really is. But like I said, I think that's what's happening, and we're starting to see it everywhere. We called out the Academy sale in the bread and butter group. We're going to talk about bread and butter at the end of this video. You can skip to the end if you're rewatching this and you only want to hear about that. But if you want to watch the whole thing, that'd be great. But we're going to talk about bread and butter a little bit more in depth at the end of this video because it's a great tool even for these online sources, and a lot of the stuff that I talk about has to do with it. So we're going to talk about that. But in bread and butter, even the Academy sale that we called out, there's been some crazy Crocs and Hey Dude sales going on. There's all these big sales. It happens every summer. And that's why we talk about stacking inventory. It's hard, I know, for a lot of people when you're not making as many sales to want to go out and spend a bunch of money because you're starting to get nervous and you're starting to hold back. And there's nothing wrong with that, and you should be conscious of what's going on with your store. But what you have to realize is this is the time to be buying all that inventory for fourth quarter, because every store is going to be putting it on sale. It's going to be cheapest. The cheapest you're going to find a lot of inventory if you're doing the retail and online arbitrage. And you have to have that inventory for fourth quarter. You can't go through the whole year worried about sales and then come to fourth quarter. No matter what sales you're getting now, it's going to be increased during that time. It's gift giving. Even if money's tight, people are still going to buy gifts. It just may not be as much. So you're going to see an increase, and you can't just sell all your inventory throughout the summer and not have anything to go into fourth quarter for. It's all a game of inventory. Not saying you have to go out and buy hoodies. I'm going to be honest, guys. That's a great plan, especially during these sales, because a lot of the winter stuff goes super cheap. I'm holding off and only buying crazy deals on that because I don't want to hold a bunch of my inventory money into stuff that only sells during fourth quarter. If you have the capital to do that, that's fine. But for me personally right now, number one, I'm trying to downsize. Believe it or not, and number two, or downsize as far as my inventory size for the move. But number two is, I'm trying to keep my capital on my income, and expenses are going up because of the move and purchasing a house and everything. So I'm having to get those numbers a little bit more evened out. So I'm trying to invest in stuff that's going to sell all year long and stuff that's going to sell great in fourth quarter versus just that. So I'm not saying anything about the hoodies. Honestly, if I find a great deal on a hoodie or sweatshirts or beanies or jackets or whatever, I'm just going to make sure my margins are a lot higher before I buy it, and not going to invest a ton of money into that. At this point, I'm going to invest it in gifts and hats and shoes and stuff that still sells great through fourth quarter too. So, but now is the time to do that because there's some crazy sales going on, and we're going to talk about what we've been up to the past couple days on those. But first, this next New Mexico State University hat going out. This is a top of the world branded. Pick these up. I get these for $3 to $4 depending on the hat. and we're actually sold this one for $29.99. This is one that I have listed a little bit too high, but there's very few New Mexico state hats out there, and so if anybody's looking, they don't have very many options, at least on eBay. So we have it up. It did sell, and we've had that one for a couple months, but I'm happy to see it go. $29.99 on that one going out. Sorry, Recon, let me catch up on your comments here. Let's see. They're buying way too much. I will miss Academy. I basically sold all my inventory that was listed for more than 1 month last quarter, Q4. Yeah. So as far as the buying too much, yeah, all stores go through this. They went through it during COVID. I was in retail during COVID, and sales skyrocketed during COVID. And so I don't know, maybe I'm not supposed to say that on YouTube. I don't know, but they skyrocketed, and so all their numbers were off. And the next year they ordered way too much, or the next couple of years they ordered way too much. And they had to downsize. Kohl's is still going through that now. With the economy, it's going the other way. Sales are tanking even further. They kind of came down to normal, and now they're tanking even further because everybody's not being able to afford it. I mean, everything's costing double what it used to just a few years ago. So they're not being able to afford it. They're having to downsize on how much they're buying, but retail's a whole nother game. They're buying a year, 2 years out in advance from their suppliers. So it takes time to get caught up to that. And then we get to reap the benefit of that as a reseller a lot of times, because the deals are just insane whenever a store is having to recoup and try to figure out how to handle all that excess inventory. So I feel like that's where Kohl's is right now. But again, it could just be, it may not be that they're just buying too much, but the fact that they just have so much extra because the sales have dropped, and they have to get rid of it. They can't just sit on it. They can't wait and not buy because they've already ordered it. So they have to figure out how to get rid of it. And that's where these events coming up more often is happening, is they're having to get rid of that inventory. And like I said, that's great for us because we can get some great deals. Yesterday was crazy, guys. If you're in bread and butter, you've obviously, that's been all the talk has been for the past few days. But this event, I picked up, I think, more shoes this event than any of the events that I've done. And that last one was pretty crazy. I think total was like 250 pairs of shoes yesterday from 4 stores. And I'm talking, like, when I walked into the store, the first one that's normally my good one was my bad one, which kind of surprised me. Normally it's the one that has all the inventory from these sales. I can go in there and load up half of my car with that one, and then the other 2 or 3 stores, it'll fill up maybe, the rest of the car. That one was slow. I found, I think, 2 shopping carts, which is still good, but the rest of them, the other 3, I ended up leaving with full flatbeds or full baker's racks. If you guys want to see pictures of that, it's in my Instagram. I'm not just promoting that like crazy to get you guys over there, but I do share all this stuff over there so you can kind of see what I'm talking about a little bit easier. But it was crazy how many we pulled from the first one. Next up going out is the Phoenix Suns hat here. This is a fitted, kind of a cool hat. I don't see very many with this crazy of a design on it. But just the Valley City series, I think, is what these are called. And this one here sold for $44.99, which is about retail on it. This tag here is $42. It's going out to Phil in Atlanta City. But also not just the Kohl's event, guys. I'm going to talk about that here in a second with what I got. But the Academy sale we loaded up on. If you follow me over there, you've seen the picture of my front doorstep. Thanks to Academy, I ordered about 250 items, and they're shipping them out every 2 items. I thought it was because they were coming from different stores, which they are. There are different stores that are shipping because they hold their inventory in their stores. But like, I had one store send me 20 packages from the same store with 2 hats in each package. Like, I don't know what the deal is. When I worked for Sears, we used to do ship from stores. I know there's, everybody's got a different system, and they may have a weight requirement or whatever, but they are literally shipping me out. I had, I think, 30 or 40 packages sitting on my front door, and they're all from, a couple of the Academy stores from that online sale. It's just crazy. But we picked up some great inventory over there, got some good sports gear, some Cowboys hats, loaded up on them. Actually kind of took stock, and hopefully I know my stuff enough to know that they're going to move, but bought like 150 of one particular hat that I'm pretty sure I can sell locally or whatever. Like, I get, this is cowboy country where I live right now. Everybody's a Cowboys fan, so I'm going to try that through fourth quarter, even doing some Christmas or some, pop-up shops and stuff like that. But we bought up stock on a bunch of Cowboys hats, and hopefully we can make some money on those pretty quick. I'm hoping for a quicker turnaround on those, but we'll see. Again, it is hats, but it's, you know, it's a pretty popular team, and like I said, we got a ton of them that are really, really solid. So those are all still coming in. Taking forever to get those in. What's up, Bobby? Thank you for joining. Appreciate it, man. Bobby's Kicks from over in Discord, I believe. So thank you for joining in, man. But yeah, just absolutely insane. We've been cooking it like crazy in Run Butter with all kinds of leads over there. If you're interested in that, shoot me a message, and we'll talk about that a little bit later also in this video. This one's going out to Phil. Let me get this going before I forget. But the sales are just coming, guys. They're just going to keep coming, and you have to be ready. Doesn't mean you have to go and spend all your money on one particular sale, and I wouldn't recommend it, but definitely shop around. Don't be afraid of missing out on deals. You know, if the margin just isn't quite what you want, or even if it's what you would normally buy, but you're, you know, kind of tight on it, you want to make sure you get a really good deal. Don't get that FOMO of missing out. Recon, I'm talking to you. No, I'm just kidding. But at the same time, don't be afraid to take advantage of those sales during the summer. Recon said a manager at Kohl's by me texted me and asked if I was coming, and said she liked 200 clearance shoes. She was sad when I told her I was moving. Oh man, and that hurts you too. I know it does, because the fact of missing out on that is crazy. Recon's in the process of moving, and he's actually he messaged me yesterday telling me how jealous he was getting of everybody posting in there, because I mean we were posting like crazy. I think the first 2 stops I already had my car entirely full of shoes, and he was talking about it, and I don't blame him. I have a hard time. Like, I'm so glad that they did the event early, because what was going to happen is I'm leaving on Thursday to go out for the weekend like we talked about earlier, and the sale was supposed to start Thursday. And so I was like literally going to get up early, go hit the sale before my wife got off work, and we headed out. And it was going to be a nightmare, because it takes me all day anyways, especially with the shoes, because they're so big. And I was afraid I wasn't going to get, you know, all the deals or whatever. After I went yesterday, if it would have happened Thursday, I would have been crying, because I would have only gotten to 2 stores. If they would have done that, I wouldn't have had time to go back and do what I did. So yesterday, before I start, we got this Nike New Era hat going out, Yankees. This is a size 7 3/4, so pretty big size, but it did sell. Really neat colorway. Sold this one for $54.99. As always, paid $12 to $13 on these. But yesterday, if you guys seen my story, I posted letting you guys know about the delay in the live stream, and that was literally a buddy of mine, Pete. He's in the chat some of the episodes, and he messaged me and was like, "Oh, it looked like you were actually on your way out the door to the video. Is it like cool that you did it like you were walking out the door for it?" And I was like, "I literally was walking out the door. I did that short or whatever as I was waiting for my wife to come out the door so we could leave." So I left early. I have like an hour and a half drive to get to my stores, so I left early, hit the store right as it opened, went and shopped those 2 stores and filled my car. So I've done it before, like Recon mentioned earlier. I've done it before where I've asked them to hold the merchandise for me. So I went to the next store to double check, had the entire cart full, front seat, back seat, trunk, everything, and went to the next store and asked them, and they said, "Yeah, no problem. You know, we'll hold it at least for 24 hours for you." So I loaded up in that store, drove to the next store, asked them the same thing, and that's the one where she told me that she could only hold it till the end of the night because they didn't have room for it. Probably a ploy to just make sure I came back, but she knows who I am. I mean, I've dealt with her quite a few times, the store manager there. And so I was like, you know, what do I do basically if I can't get back to the night? She's like, I don't really have any options. So we had to go from that store, drove home. That was about 5 o'clock. I got home about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. That takes, 7 to 5 pretty much. And we ended up getting here at 5, unloaded by 5:30, and I literally headed straight out. So I headed straight back to the Kohl's, another hour drive to that one. Went back to that one, picked up all the inventory from there, went straight from that one to the next one, which is about 30, 45 minutes away. Loaded up on that, and I got back about 9:30, 10 o'clock last night. Had to still unload the whole car because my wife needed the car today for work. So I unloaded the entire car last night. And then when I got home to a stack of 30, 40 Academy boxes sitting on my porch that I had to find a spot for. Shoes are in my kitchen. If you guys have seen my, I think my Kohl's haul video, or at least the live stream that I did after the Kohl's haul video, uh, my kitchen looks exactly the same. I have stacks of shoes. You'll see it in the upcoming video. We are going to be doing a video. I don't know how many weeks that's going to be out. It'll probably take me a little bit to get the editing done. But we are doing a video on this Kohl's haul as well. And you'll see it in that video for sure. But the kitchen is stacked with that. Then I've got a like a dolly that lays down or whatever, and I've got that stacked with Academy boxes, and I know I've got more coming in. I've got Hey Dudes and Crocs coming in, I think today or tomorrow. Plus, we have a bulk deal that I did last week that should be coming in before the end of the week. So it's just been insane, guys. And my house looks a wreck. I feel really bad about it because we literally Friday, or I think it was Saturday, we cleaned, or Saturday, Sunday, whatever day, we cleaned the whole house, got it all nice and straightened. So when we got back from vacation this weekend, it wasn't going to be bad. And now I literally just filled it with inventory. So it has been insane, an absolute insane amount. I got to find this label before I continue here. Like I said, guys, we are on a deadline. I have to be done by within the 2-hour mark. So I am trying to hurry as quick as I can, but not ignore you guys. I see you guys' comments. Give me just a second. I'll get right with you. Let me find this label. There we go. Mr. Jeff. Yeah, just absolutely insane. And what was crazy about this Kohl's sale is I literally only did shoes. I went through the clothing real quick in like 1 or 2 stores just to see what they had and to see if I needed to shop it. Most of them weren't quite down to crazy cheap. They had a lot of hoodies and stuff that will be good. But again, I just didn't have the time yesterday to do it. And I'm holding off on that inventory till it gets super cheap. Let's get caught up on comments here. Kohl's closed to me was dead. Really? That's crazy. Mine was popping yesterday. And of course, it's on a Tuesday. I didn't expect that. Crystal, someone needs a truck and a small trailer. Honestly, I do. And it's taking everything within me not to just go buy the truck. Because I do need to buy one. I've been planning on buying one. Just been holding out on interest rates, but it's not happening. And honestly, if a good deal comes up on a truck here pretty soon, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just tired of waiting. It might cost me a little bit in the long run, but at this point, like I was thinking yesterday, I was like, I'm looking at a diesel truck because I'm gonna be pulling trailers and stuff like that for outside of work. But I'm looking at that and looking at a vehicle for that, and I'm like, man, diesel's high. It's not, you don't get as good a gas mileage or whatever. But I would have spent the exact same in gas with the 2 trips that I made yesterday versus the one with the truck. So it's just time to do it. I just gotta try to hold off. I'm just trying to hold off and find a really good deal on one before I do it. But something's got to change. I actually tried to find a car to rent also, or like a truck or a SUV to rent yesterday, but there's just no options in this little tiny town without paying $150. You need to get your CDL and get a semi truck. Yeah. End of summer is going to be hoodie heaven. Yeah, it is. It really is. And like I said, what I did with yesterday, there was a ton of stuff I would have, if I had just a crazy amount of capital. Again, I'm trying to be very cautious with what I'm buying. I would have bought some of the hoodies and stuff I seen yesterday. There was definitely profit in it, but there were so many of them that I feel like I'm going to be able to wait. It's not going to be, unless it's a reseller, they're not going to be buying the hoodies. I mean, there's going to be some sold, but not a crazy amount. So what I'm thinking and my goal is hopefully they run another one of these sales events, Kohl's clearance events here soon, because they're going to need to move more inventory. And maybe they'll have another markdown in between then, and then I'll load up at that point. Or if they run a Kohl's cash event during one of those. Now, I'm not going to be able to hit it this week anyways because I'm going to be gone. But normally, pretty often, they will run a Kohl's cash event where you get an additional Kohl's cash on top of it. And you can do that with the clearance. And I might go back and clean up. Like I said, I left some shoes, honestly. I left some Adidas and stuff like that were still very profitable. But I just didn't have the room, number one, and I wanted to buy stuff that would sell really well. So we held out on that. Next up going out are these Skechers. I don't know where I got these guys. These are an old inventory item that I've had. I'm guessing I picked them up either at Kohl's. Not Kohl's, I'm sorry, like a Ross or something. I don't know for sure. But they are without box. I don't even have the tags, and I don't know what I paid for them. So I could look. I have it listed somewhere, but I don't have it right off. So, but we did sell them for $44.99. and they are going out. It must not be crazy old inventory though, because I didn't put it in my sale. I'm not sure. Interesting, but yeah. So there's a lot of good inventory still out there at these sales. But like I said, I just hit the shoes, and with just hitting the shoes, like I said, we spent I think 6,000 yesterday in just shoes. The shoes, guys, were good. A ton of the Nike boots. They're not combat boots, but they're like I don't know what you call them. Kind of like a winter boot, I guess you could say, but they're the leather, brown, black. There were some maroon ones as well. A few different styles. These are like old SKUs. These are SKUs I've seen for several years now that have been available. And even one of the shoe people, or the shoe department leads was helping check out when I was purchasing like 50 pair of them or whatever. And she come over, she's like, I can't believe these are how old these SKUs are that we have that are they're finally clearancing out. They're going to be crazy good in the wintertime, guys. These are comps. Like the stuff we were buying was like comping at, paying like $30, so we are paying a little bit more for them, like $30, and the comps were anywhere from $85 to $120 right now. That's not even during, wintertime, whenever it's going to be, they're going to sell more often. So absolutely insane. We picked up a ton of those, a bunch of Air Maxes that were going, that were not bricked. There were some that were bricked, and some people in Bread and Butter were talking about that. There were some that weren't worth the price, but I found several different colorways that weren't even close to being bricked yet, and we picked those up. So it was, I think there was like a blue and black colorway and some pink ones. Women's, I decided to gamble on those a little bit just because the sell through was crazy high on them. It was like 200% for that particular one. There was only like 4 listed, 8 sold or something, 6 listed, 12 sold, something like that. But it was a crazy high amount for the shoe, so I decided to gamble on those. But the other ones, like I said, picking them up for $30, less than $30 on the pairs, and they were selling for $80 to $85 is what the comps were on those particular ones. So I don't mind that, especially with them being Nike, because again, Nike just sells really well and sells fast. I'm almost completely out of the Nike shoes that we bought at that last sale. I'm down to at least a quarter of what I had, and this is just going to restock me. I would say 75% of what I bought yesterday was Nike. Maybe 65, probably 15-20% were New Balance, and then I did pick up like 2 or 3 different SKUs of Converse and 1 SKU of Under Armour. That one I probably shouldn't have bought as many as I did, but we did. It was less than $25 a piece, and they were selling for I think 60 to 70. Let's see. Last year during the August event, I bought like 20 Adidas quarter zips for $7 each, like 90% off MSRP, all big and tall. Have like 3 left. Made such good money on them. Yeah, I bought some giant, some like 3XL tall polos yesterday. Actually, was about the only clothing item I picked, and they had comps for like 40-50 bucks. I did pay 15 for those, a little more than I should have, but I think they're going to do pretty well during the season. What's your target net profit margin? Net profit would be, I want to double my money. Everybody can, I don't know. Some people do the margin percentages different than others. For me, I want to double my money. So if I spend 30, I want to make $30. I guess that's not doubling my money, is it? I don't know. If I spend $30, I want to make $30 after fees. That's like my minimum. So is that like 50% margin or 100% margin? I don't know. I can't. Brain isn't with it today to be able to figure that out. But yeah, for me, I just want to, if I spend 30, I want to be able to make 30. So basically doubling I think that's doubling your money. I prefer higher than that, obviously, but that's like my minimum threshold. The only time I'll ever go under that is if I feel it'll either sell quick or I can buy a bunch of them. So, for instance, Converse, $20 into 60 is kind of where I go there. 25 into 75 to 80 is, ideal, but it depends on what it is. Recon said, Coles by me finally put Under Armour hoodies and sweatpants SKUs from 2020 on clearance. Sheesh. I'm so low on shoes. I sold 90% of the last event shoes. Yeah, 100% margin. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Margin is 100% of whatever you put into it. That's how much you make. Yeah, shoes. Like I said, I'm selling out. I've still got a whole whole freaking garage full of shoes. I can't say I'm selling out, but I do have quite a few left. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm gonna grab a big box I forgot to grab. But yeah, the shoes that I bought from the last event were selling so fast that I just needed some more. So I was really happy to see it. What other Nikes did we get? We got, like I said, those boots that'll probably be not a hold. I'm going to list them, and I'm sure that we'll sell a few, but they'll sell a lot better towards fall and Christmas or falling winter. But what else did we sell, or what else did we pick up? Nikes. We picked up a few odds and ends of like some of their running shoes, like their what do they call them? Can't think of what they're called now. Kind of similar to the black and white ones that we sell all the time. I think I have a pair right here. Revolutions, that's what it is. But there was a couple of off colors, just one-offs, one or twos that they had that I got for like 20 bucks a piece. So we definitely picked those up. This is a combat helmet, basically for airsoft. It's a tactical style airsoft helmet, bump helmet, I guess is what's called, camo. It's got like all kinds of molly strap attachments and stuff like that. We picked this up at the bins for $9. I just thought it was cool. I didn't even know if it would really sell for much, but we picked it up and it did sell for $44.99, but we have had it for a while. I want to say almost probably every bit of 2 years or so, or at least a year. Maybe not 2 years, but at least a year. All right. Let's see if that's gonna rattle too much or not. Yeah, too much. What I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I wish I would have gotten a list for you guys. I could tell you a little bit closer to what we actually picked up, but it was a lot of good inventory. Like I said, Nike did well. We got a restock on those gray New Balances, and I literally am almost out. I think I have like two or three more pair of those, and then yesterday we found some more in store. Picked them up for like $22 a piece. I think 22 I think is what the price was on them, and they are the standard version, not the wides. So most of the ones I had before were wide. These are just the regular width shoes. Now I don't know if they're going to sell better or sell faster, but yeah, Recon, that's what I'm saying. I picked up I think 10 to 15 more pair of them. I don't know, like I said, extra wide sell really well in New Balance, so I don't know if the standards will sell just as fast. I know they're going to sell, no problem, but we'll see if they sell quicker or not. Be kind of interesting to see. But like I said, we picked up a whole bunch of those. Picked up some green New Balances that I've sold in the past. I got them, or at least some similar colors, and they did really well. But these ones have really good comps. I think they were retail comp, if not higher as well. I say as well a lot. But yeah, just overall crazy amount of pickups on that. What else did I get? Oh, we got some. I don't think they're Revolutions, but they're a all black running shoe. I should know. They're not Max Flows. I should know what the name of it is. I even mentioned it when I bought them to the lady. Some people were skipping out on them, I think, in bread and butter. The reason I bought them is because they are just an all black Nike and they just sell really well. Even I may not make as much margin on those. I think I was paying $25 for those. We'll probably have to sell them at 60, 55, 60, but they just sell super fast. And for an easy 15 bucks, 15, 20 bucks on a $25 investment, I'll take it with those because I know they're going to sell. I'm out of my all black Nike running shoes, I think, or at least the black and white ones. These are solid black logo, so I think they're going to do really well as well. And we picked those up. I think we got 10 pair of those. What are you scanning the shipping label for on your boxes? Oh, I'm adding the tracking number to the order. So I print I get my labels third party, so I print them out and then I just add the label whenever I ship it to the order. That way it updates it and I can keep track. It helps me out a lot with these videos too, to make sure that I'm not accidentally shipping the wrong item. I can make sure it matches. Next up, we have this air filter. I think I picked up this. I found this in a box of random inventory. I don't know if you guys ever do that. I thought I had everything listed. I'm going through my garage looking for an item that I sold, trying to pull it out of a box underneath. Unstack these 3 boxes, open them up, and it's all kinds of old inventory, probably from 6 months ago, that I don't know how I missed. Some of it's Kohl's inventory, some of it's bin stores. Like, I don't know where the box came from, but I found it. This was in it. It's an OEM Motorcraft air filter. I'm not sure what it's for. I could tell you the SKU, I guess. But we sold that one for 20 bucks, or 17.99. Sorry, 17.99. Got it listed and it sold within like a week, so which is pretty good for car parts. Normally it takes a while for it to sell. But like I said, we paid $9 for it and sold it for $18. Nothing crazy. I may have, honestly, I put $9 is what I paid for it. I probably didn't buy this on the first day of a sale. I can't remember. I don't know where it came from. Like I said, this inventory kind of came out of nowhere. So I probably only paid a couple bucks for it, but I did list it as $9 just in case, to see what my profit margins were. So it's still not bad. And actually, I think it's under a pound, even though it's going priority. So that is nice. Add tracking for John in Houston on the filter. So I think I covered what I bought from Kohl's, right? Oh, the Converse. They had all black and the black and white classic low top Converse that were on clearance for like $20, or they were all the low tops were 20 bucks, I think. Comps I think were 60 for those, 55 to 60. Again, maybe not quite that margin number that I was looking at, but I know they're going to sell fast, and especially come Christmas time, they sell really well. Converse do really well during Christmas and kind of as a gift for some reason. And so we picked up a ton of those, got several pair of those. I don't know right off the top of my head how many, but we got those. And then there was one other SKU of Converse that were kind of a lace-looking women's Converse, really kind of neat, unique, very unique. And I think they're going to do really well. They're really like a pretty shoe, I guess you could say, like for, wearing more, dressed up, I guess you could say. Not just the standard Converse canvas. And yeah, we got, I think, 10 pair of those from the last store I was in for $23 for those. And I didn't even comp those. I probably should have. Maybe they're tanked out like crazy. But I know they're going to, I just know that they're going to sell well. And I know I can at least get my money back out of them for sure, but I just grabbed them because there were so many people grabbing shoes from that sale. I just grabbed as many of them as I could and ran with them. Next up, we do have these Nike Revolutions here going out. These are the grays, the big ones, size 13, I think, on these guys. These aren't wide, are they? No, okay. Got to double check. I shipped a wide pair out the other day on accident to a buyer, and they left me feedback. It was a positive feedback, and they said, didn't realize these were wide, but they fit really well. So it worked out. I didn't mean to, and I didn't notice it until I got the feedback, but I did end up sending them a wide pair. Paid $22 for these and sold them for $59.99. This is part of that portion where I'm probably not quite making my 100% margin on these, but they sell fast. They're just a classic shoe, and like I said, the ones that I picked up a bunch of yesterday that are all black are basically the same shoe, a little bit different design as far as the sole and stuff, but I think they're going to do really well. This is going out to, I think, a freight forwarding company according to the name on it here. Let's see, comment. Okay, good. We're all caught up in comments. Thank you guys so much for joining and watching. We're up to 8 viewers, it looks like now, if that's accurate, so I appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up if you don't mind. I would greatly appreciate that as well. It helps out. I'm going to get a little off topic today, but I had an awesome YouTuber moment. I think it was yesterday. I'm a first-time viewer. Thank you, Southern Belle. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining in. We do this every week, or try to do every week. Normally it's on Mondays, not going to lie, but we had to push it back a little bit. And but thank you for joining us. We'll be doing another one next week on Monday. We just talk about anything reselling, even stuff that's not reselling. Normally I try to have a topic of some sort to talk about, and then of course we show you what we sold over the weekend, what we're shipping out. So thank you for joining us. But my crazy YouTube moment, or YouTuber moment, I was looking through the videos. Honestly, the videos have kind of been low in views after the post, which is fine. I'm doing this more for me and just engaging with you guys than necessarily views. I would love to get more views, obviously, but I was just kind of scrolling through it and noticed that we had our first hater. Somebody actually downloaded the last video, the last live stream. which most people would be like, oh, that's, that's a pain or whatever. I don't care. There's a thing in YouTube, basically, if you have haters, you're doing something right. And it actually brings in more views. So I don't mind it one bit. It's not saying I don't want you guys to go dislike the video. I don't want that at all. But no, I just thought it was pretty cool. I was like, man, I'm big enough on YouTube to where I actually have haters. I love it. Let's see here. These are going out. Make sure I got the right label on it. Okay, good. Good to go. Where was I going with that? I had a point to that. I'm trying to think of what it was. Oh, but that leads me into my video from yesterday. Sorry, that was probably loud. I posted the short. You guys may have seen it yesterday. Just letting you guys know that the video was, or the live stream was going to be going out today instead of yesterday. And I posted the short. I just did it to get it up on YouTube because I know not everybody follows me on Instagram. And I had somebody post a comment on that stream. It actually took off. It had like 250, 300 views, which is more than any of my other stuff has gotten. And it said something about my beard. They said, they just let anybody have a beard now, or something was the comment. And I just died. I was like, man, this is awesome. I get haters. I got people making fun of me in the comments. Like, I love it. I don't know what even that's supposed to mean. I mean, obviously, yeah, my beard and stuff was pretty rough yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. I got up and got dressed and left within probably 15 minutes yesterday just because I was running late. But yeah, I just thought it was hilarious. I was like, thanks for the comment. I guess I don't know what she had a problem with me with me and my beard, but she didn't like it. So I thought that was pretty cool. Big enough to have haters. I'll take it all day long. Let's see. Southern Bell, do you sell on YouTube or elsewhere? I'm just trying to catch up on who you are and how this works. Thanks. So I sell on eBay and Amazon is my main two focuses. Now we are actually getting the sales on Mercari and whatnot now. So we'll talk about that here in a little bit, but I do sell on different marketplaces. The whole point of this YouTube and what I do is just to share with you guys. I'm not a teacher. I'm not going to be the one telling you, how to do this and that. There's a lot of great YouTubers out there that show how-to videos and stuff like that. I try to keep mine just more down to the day-to-day stuff. One of the main focuses of my channel are these live streams. I like doing these live streams every week. We go for about an hour, 2 hours, mostly around 2 hours. And we just talk about what's going on in reselling, whether it's what I'm dealing with, what you guys are dealing with. You're welcome to comment and let me know. I love the chats. I love the questions, all that stuff. And I'm just here to share. I've been doing reselling for a long time now, actually since grade school on the side. Been full-time now for a little over 2 years, or right at 2 years, I think. And then I've been doing it as a business for about 3.5 years, full on. So I have some experience. I'm not going to say I know everything, but I am here to help and try to help you out if you're beginning, or even the thing I've realized is even if you're not a beginner, there's always ways to learn from other resellers. And so I'm sharing what I do, and you guys are welcome to share in the comments what you guys do. And we're just here to talk, chat, hang out, basically, through these live streams. I do post up some videos you can check out in the description. I've got some links down there, as well as on the channel. Obviously, I do videos every now and then. I'm just not a great editor, and it takes me a long time. So I try to focus more on these live streams just to build a community where we can hang out once a week, talk about whatever's going on, even if it's not reselling, just what's going on. And I try to show you guys what reselling looks like. I'm a full-time reseller. That's all I do for my job. That's how I make my money. And I try to just show you guys what happens, the day-to-day life struggles, the day-to-day life highs, lows, whatever it is. We just talk about everything. So that is basically what my channel is and what I do. Hopefully that helps explain a little bit. I don't sell on YouTube, which is actually a cool idea. I've seen some people talk about doing that, but I just do whatever we're doing that day. Most of the time, though, I am shipping orders. That's why I'm showing you products and how much it sold for and stuff, because I'm shipping my orders from the last week, or the last weekend, excuse me. So normally these videos happen on Monday, so I'll show you what sold Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But it just depends on what's going on. Today's just kind of an odd one because I wasn't able to get my video or do it yesterday because of all these crazy wholesales and stuff that we source from. I do all my sourcing also online and retail arbitrage for the most part. I've done bin stores in the past, but I don't do used stuff very often. I don't really deal with clothes or anything, that type of reselling. I've got some good friends of mine and stuff that do, and they're in the chat a lot of times. So even if you have questions on that, we can probably get you some answers. But that's what I focus on, and that's kind of what my model is. Let's see. No, we're disliking it right now. Thank you, Recon. Appreciate it. Josh Wilson, no worries. I'll dislike for you real quick. You guys are awesome. Crystal, should we talk about how shaggy your hair is getting? You like that? Yeah, I know. It's getting crazy. I haven't cut it since my wedding. I told my wife I was going Amish. She doesn't like it. But I haven't cut my hair. I've been I just want to see how long I can go and see how long I can get it. I've done it once or twice before, but this is, I think, the longest I've ever gone. It's now been, what, 7 months, 8 months, something like that. So, yeah. Y'all can brag on my appearance. I don't care. I'm not one. I'll take the hate all day long. It really doesn't bother me. I just think it's funny because a lot of times the haters don't make any sense. Or you look at their profile and it's like, okay, all right, whatever you say. Southern Belle says, it's ironic that you sell other places yet have a YouTube show. I'm just the opposite. I only sell on YouTube, but nowhere else. I never thought about broadcasting packing. Interesting. So I'm going to have to take a look. If you could do me a favor, Southern Belle, if you can either, I think I can pull these comments up later, but if not, shoot me a message or even leave a comment after this video. I'd love to check out what you do as far as selling on YouTube. Because like I said, I've seen people talk about doing it, and I've seen people that, actually do it, but I've never looked into it to see what it's like or anything like that. Like I said, I like watching what solds from other sellers. My good friend of mine, Adam, well, I say he's a good friend of mine. I consider him a good friend. Delco QVC, there we go. Is Adam. He has Millennial Profit YouTube channel. I've got actually a link to one of his videos where we did a collab in the description box below. But he does what solds in packing and stuff like that, and that's kind of where I got the idea from. I like doing what solds, but I hate editing. It takes me. I actually enjoy editing, but it takes me so long to edit that I have a hard time doing the videos. So I decided to do it this way and have more of an interaction. So that's why I got the idea for this. I know other people do it, and honestly, a bunch of people have started doing it since I've done it. Not saying they're copying me. I'm just saying there's a lot of opportunities for it out there because it's really cool. And it's a fun experience for me. Kind of like a podcast. I love doing podcasts, but I just don't have the setup or the time to necessarily do it. So this gives me the option to ship my orders and get whatever I need to get done while talking to you guys. So that's why I do it this way. I have 3 live auctions per week and 3 premieres, meaning recorded videos with live chat and live buying. But lately I've been thinking that my channel is all sales and no fun or filled. So this is making me think, oh, nice. Yeah, that's really cool, actually. So basically you're doing kind of what a whatnot auction on, well, maybe not a whatnot auction, but like a whatnot sale or whatnot, get it, on YouTube. That's pretty cool. I'll definitely check out your channel. Is it this particular channel, or is it a separate one with a different name? If it is, feel free to leave it in the chat. I'm sure there might be a few other people in here that are interested to see what you got going on there. But that's really cool. Yeah. Like I said, I would love to, be able to do sales and stuff like that. With eBay and Amazon and Mercari now and all those, I just don't have the crazy amount of time to do sales any other way. I've always liked the idea of live sales, but I feel like you need a following, or at least you need to start gaining a following before you can do that, and make it feasible for the amount of time. Again, nothing wrong with it, and I'm not one of those people that says, oh, it has to be a full-time or a full-time follow, have a following or whatever to make it, but I do think it helps, obviously, and I carry so much randomness, I just don't know what would sell on here. I could probably do it hats. That would actually be kind of cool. Let's see. I have 3. Only wrenches can leave links. Okay, that works. Southern Belle, Nola. Okay. I think you meant admin, maybe. I that's right. I don't think you can leave links, but yeah, if that's the username, we can take a look and check it out. Appreciate you sharing. Yeah, like I said, live auctions are fun. I did one in the bread and butter group where I live sold a bunch of bulk hats that I had, and that was actually a lot of fun to do. It was a little stressful, but it was a lot of fun to do, and I would love to do it more. But yeah, it's just really cool. I would love to do Whatnot. I just, again, don't have the time with this being my main source of income. I just don't have the time right now to invest in that. I am investing in my own website currently. I've talked about that with you guys before, and we are making progress on that. But I didn't. This week was, or last week was supposed to be when I got a bunch of that done, and it didn't happen because it went crazy with sales and stuff. I spent all day Monday or Tuesday last week ordering from Academy, and then I've had all this inventory coming in. I have to get it processed. I forgot to put a label on that last box, guys. That's what I'm doing here. Yeah, just didn't get as much time as I wanted to on that, but we are making some progress, and hopefully within the next month or so we'll have that up, and then I'll be able to leave you guys a link, and you guys can check that out and let me know what you think of it. Auctions are fun. Yeah, I would, like I said, I enjoyed doing that one I did, and I enjoy watching other people do auctions. I would enjoy watching people I know do Whatnot. I'm just not a Whatnot shopper. I don't shop that way, but I like watching them. What size are the brown boxes you are shipping shoes with boxes in? I have a link in the description. I believe I'll get them from Staples. Let's see, do they say on the box? Yeah, they're 16 by 10 by 6s for those. That size works really well with almost any shoe box. If you get into some of the bigger boots and stuff like that, they don't fit very well, but that is how it is. All right, guys, I got an hour, and we are barely halfway through. We got to keep moving on these orders. Let's see. Next up, we've got the Tampa Bay Rays hat here. This is a mesh back fitted. This is crazy. This buyer actually bought this hat already from me, and then they ordered another one. They messaged me asking if I could give them the best looking hat. I guess that's the best looking one. I guess some of them have stitching and stuff that's a little odd. This is the best looking one that I had that I could tell. But they were really cool. They bought two of them just because they said, I understand you don't accept returns, whatever, but if you happen to have the one that I photoed, I guess for an example, was really cool or really good looking. I don't know. I like hats, but I guess I haven't really paid attention to how different they look from each other. But anyway, they bought that, and so this is the second one that he's bought from me. And really cool guy. I actually got to talking to him on eBay, which I never do, but he's actually from where I'm from here currently, and in the Air Force and stuff like that. So I had a little bit in common, so it was kind of cool to chat with him for a minute. Sold it for $44.99, paid $13 for those. Let's see. Comments are crazy here. What is your process? I'm so simple. I just hold up items, name a price, and sell it. You seem like you have fancy process in electronics and gizmos. Yeah, I guess I could say so. With selling on here, all my devices is because of this live stream. When I'm just shipping on my own, when I'm not on the live stream, I literally have my PC that I print the label out and slap it on the box and ship it out. The reason I have all these gadgets and stuff is because I have my computer in front of me and I want to be able to still interact but still do everything here, and I just haven't found a way to work it out. So I'm using an iPad, and all I'm doing, and this is a barcode scanner, so you can get these on Amazon. But the only reason I'm using this is just to scan my labels in to add the tracking to my order on eBay. Let's see. Let's grab this order for James here and get that going out. But yeah, that's kind of what, like I said, my process, I guess you could say, is a little bit different. If you've not sold on eBay or Amazon before, then it might be a little bit different. But obviously, if you sell on YouTube, I'm sure you're shipping items. It's the same thing. I just have a little bit more, my process is a little bit more, I don't want to say detailed. It just takes an extra step or two when doing these live streams because I can't do it all in front of me like I do everything else. So all I do is, buyer orders the item, I print the shipping label, pack the item in the box, and ship it and add the label to it and ship it out. Let's see here. I don't do any scanning. Oh yeah. So this is all I'm doing is just adding the tracking number. So most of the time when you print the label through the order, it'll add it automatically to the order. I get all my labels from a third party instead of using eBay's labels. So all I do is I'm scanning this barcode instead of typing in the tracking number. So it just makes my day go a little bit quicker. But you can manually enter the tracking number too. It's either way. It just saves me time when doing these videos. All right, what's up next here on the shipments? What else we got to talk about? I feel like I didn't really cover very much. The Academy sale, like I said, we did. We picked up a bunch of Cowboys gear, and that's all coming in. That's not the next one. And then we also, I did a bulk deal. I'm not going to cover a whole bunch of detail on this yet, but this bulk deal, I'm going to be able to share almost every single detail of it with you guys in a video. So I'm actually really excited about that. Been recording some clips for it. So keep an eye out. I shouldn't say keep an eye out. I'll let you know when the video is coming out. It's going to be a while because number one, I have to finish the deal and get everything set up. And then I also have to edit it, which takes me forever, and I'm not sure which one will come out next. But I'm excited to be able to get the deal and be able to show you guys just how I got that bulk deal and how the whole process went down. And we ended up picking up another 600 items from a small store. So really cool deal, and we'll be able to show you guys some of those details and actually give you guys some actual numbers, how we handled it, how we talked to them and set it up. So really excited about that one. But that deal is coming in. Hopefully the items get here pretty quick. And I'm just waiting for them to show up at this point. I don't know why I'm packing these. I never do. So far, I've not had any complaints about how I pack these shoes and just throw them in a box, so to speak. Again, it's better than a poly mailer, just in a poly mailer, which is how everything I'm getting from Amazon and all these companies, that's how everything is being shipped, is just straight in poly mailers now. So at least they get a little bit of a box. It is going to bang around in there a bit, but again, these aren't high dollar shoes. I didn't even show these. I apologize, guys. These are the Zoom Metcons. We've sold them before. They're a green, kind of a lime green shoe. We sold actually a pair in the last video, but it was the size 14s that weren't in the box. So in the last live stream, we paid, what did we pay for these? I think we paid $30 or $25. Let me check. Yeah, $28 for these. So $30 for these, and we sold them for $89.99. So 30 into 90. They are a small size. They're like a women's size 8.5 or an 8, and they're actually a men's size shoe, but we have them listed as women's in the description, the conversions and everything. So because they are such a small men's size, because like an 8 is a 6.5 men's, I think. Yeah, and these are 7, so they're an 8.5 women's, size 7 men's, which is a pretty small size. So we list them as women's, and they are selling eventually. I still have several pair of these though. So hopefully they start moving a little faster. But $90 is not bad. Like I said, from 30, we'll take that for sure. Let's see. So I used the discounted shipping service, Pirate Ship. Okay, yeah. And I didn't use the expensive priority mail. So I'm always hunting for boxes to save my customer money. Well, I didn't want to monopolize the conversation, but nice meeting you. Hey, no problem. I appreciate the comments. It helps me out a lot. It gives me some entertainment, not entertainment, but give me some stuff to talk about. So I do not mind at all. I need to get back to my own packing. Blessings to you. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining in. Recon, I have 3 bins of unprocessed inventory in my storage container. That's gonna suck to process. Yeah, that's all I'm doing this week. Like, I mean, I've only got today and tomorrow, a little bit of tomorrow, and actually I have to go get an oil change on the vehicle and stuff today. So it's not going to happen today, but that's all I'm doing in my spare time, is just processing all these orders coming in, because it's just been crazy. Can't keep up, but it's a good problem to have, and it's a great time to do it. Since sales are a little bit slower, I don't have to worry about, it doesn't take me as long to ship during the mornings and stuff, and so on. Speaking of that, I'm going to move on a little bit here, but if you guys have questions or comments or anything about any of these deals I've been talking about, let me know. We'll be able to show you some of that stuff, hopefully in the next live, if not the next one, the following. We'll be able to show you some examples of what we got. I'll have it processed and can actually show you guys. But we're going to move on into something that I'm not going to dig into, but we've been talking about it. A couple of people, myself and a few other people have been talking about these eBay conspiracies you see all the time. And I think we discussed it a little bit. Before we do that, though, we do have this Cincinnati Reds hat, Salute to Service. Really cool hat. I really like this design. Sold it for $54.99, and retail is $45. So we're taking that tag off. $54.99, and that is going out to Greg. Really cool hat. I wish so bad they would have made one, or I could have found one made for Tampa Bay, but I just wasn't able to find it when they released them. Let's see, Greg, grab that label. So eBay conspiracies, and I'm not going to dig into it, but one of the things that I heard a couple of people talking about, I think it might have been Adam, it wasn't him, it was somebody else, talking about shipping every day, and how they feel like it actually helps maybe with the algorithm a little bit. And I've actually thought this before, because it felt like my weekends, I always save all these orders for the live stream. I don't ship, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. I save them all for the live stream. I almost feel like whenever throughout the week, it helps that consistency of just shipping. I don't know if it's real. Again, it's just a conspiracy. Everybody has them with eBay. But I have felt like as soon as I started shipping orders, I might get a sale or two that within a couple, an hour or so of shipping those orders. And I feel like it shows that you're not just, holding out. Giving a better, obviously shipping as fast as you can, or even just printing and showing the item is shipped, is going to help buyers want to buy from you. And I feel like eBay might help you out with the algorithm with that. I don't know. But I've had a couple of people talk about it, and I've always felt like that, but I've never brought it up again because it's just unfounded. But now that other people are talking about it, it's okay. No. But let me know what you guys think of that, because like I said, I do feel like if I let orders sit for a while, not on vacation mode or anything like that, I've never noticed it affect that, but I do feel like if the shipping once a day, I ship once a day except for the weekends. That's the only time I don't ship out orders the next day, for the most part, except for yesterday. But what do you guys think on that? I've been in so many stores, there were too much in them. I actually think the summer might be crazier for sales than last year. It could be. Oh yeah, as far as like buying inventory, I think it is. Ooh, conspiracies. I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little stitious. Yeah. Oh yeah, printing labels 100% helps sales. I did it like 3 weeks ago, and I had a record weekend. Yeah, and again, I'm not gonna change how I do things, obviously, for it, but that's not true. I am going to change something. What I'm going to do, I think I'm going to start doing, Adam does a great job of this on some of his lives. If you watch his, he actually takes his label, writes the item on the back, and then I think he adds the tracking into the order already. And so I think I'm going to try that. Maybe I can't do it next week, I'm going to be gone, but the weekend after that, I think I'm going to try that and just see if I notice any difference. Again, it's so hard because you've got all this stuff. It could just be a good sales weekend, and you think, oh, that's why, whatever. But I think I am going to try it just because, again, I've always felt it kind of affected it, and why not give it a shot? It can't hurt. Let's just put it that way. But what other things do you guys do? Obviously, I try to I put post listings up every day to make sure I get that consistency there. I do draft bank them. I've heard some people talking about that, saying, what does it actually help? Does it not? To draft, if you draft them and then launch them versus actually creating them and launch them, I really don't think it matters. I think just that consistency, showing new items in your store every day, is what makes the difference. Seattle Mariners hack. This is actually a mono camo special edition, exclusive to a particular retailer. I can't say which retailer, but these here, it has like this cool sweatband and stuff in it. It's really kind of neat. Cool hat, going out for $48.99, and that is retail on it. So we're gonna leave the tag. Size 3/8. All right. So, but what other things do you feel like just, you've noticed maybe an uptick in your sales? Obviously, I'm running a sale now, and I'm going to try to run a sale every so often. I've only run sales when I was on vacation modes before, just to kind of help boost sales during that vacation. And it's always seemed to help a little bit, but I think I'm trying to decide if I want to go through and drop my prices on stuff and go through and, not that you don't comp it, but see what it is, or if I'm just going to start running some 5 and 10% sales to see if I can get some of my items back to a competitive level for a short time to get that listing boosted back up. That's one of the other things I'm trying out. But the other thing that a lot of people ask all the time, and it pops up in everybody's streams and everybody's content and stuff like that, is, does top rated selling make a difference? I would love your guys' opinion on this. I just got top rated again, finally. It's literally haven't had it for months, and we got it last week. So I am back to being top rated seller in the US. I lost my top rated seller in global because I didn't have 100 orders within 90 days or something with the international shipping. I don't know how in the world I'm supposed to control that, but apparently eBay thinks you can. So I didn't have enough orders in the past 90 days or whatever to keep my top rated in the global marketplaces, which is going to be like your international shipping program orders. So I lost that, but I did get it back here in the US, so we'll see if it makes a difference or not. I really don't know. Like I said, we did have a good weekend. Maybe that was just the Maybe that was just the holiday. I don't know, but we are back up to normal sales, at least it seems like, for the past week or two. So that's kind of nice. When I say normal sales, back to where we were before it really tanked on us that last week or two. Let's see. I do it like 3 weeks ago. Oh no, I read that one already. Recon said listing always helps. I list daily. The sales bump like crazy, or pump like crazy. Yeah, I know it does help with that, and I see a bunch of people that don't, and it's pretty much proven as that aspect goes. If you don't list for several days, you aren't going to get that many sales. The other thing, me and Crystal have talked about this a lot. But the other thing that I feel like a lot of people misunderstand is I feel that this is my opinion. I have nothing to base this off of, just other than my feelings. Um, the absolute ugliest hat I have ever seen or sold in my life, right here, guys. This is the Anaheim Angels fitted. It's like it's not latex, but it's like a weird rubber type material. I don't know. It is ugly. It's glitter. It's like shiny, so it has like a rainbow effect to it. I don't know if that shows on camera. Yeah, it does. Absolute ugliest hat I've ever seen, and we sold it for $69.99. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I sold it for $70. I couldn't find a single one like it. I did find some photos of it, but none listed. And it is a 3/8, or excuse me, it's a quarter, so it's a decent size. Sold that thing for $69.99. Ugliest hat I've ever seen in my life. I don't know. Ugly does sell. Adam says it all the time, but ugly does sell. Anyways, back to what I was saying. People, I think, misconception, at least in my opinion, is people get the idea that sales or eBay boosts sales, and you get a boost in your algorithm and stuff like that when you post and stuff. But then when you don't, you get a deduction. Or not a deduction. What's the word I'm looking for? A reduction. They hide your listings. They don't show your listings. I don't know how I feel about that. And here's why. A lot of people talk about how you need to have a good listing, good title, good keywords, all that stuff. That's very important. I feel like if they were to not show listings, it would be those ones that they wouldn't show. It'd be those old items or those items that don't have very many views, whatever it is. If you've got a good item that sells well and it's got, you're getting views on it, I don't feel like eBay is going to reduce your views on that. They're not going to hide your listing because as a punishment. Okay. And I think that's what all these conspiracies come down to. A lot of people think it's a punishment from eBay. I think they boost your sales by pushing your items in the algorithm to show up maybe top of the charts or higher in the search results because of your keywords, whatever it is. Kind of like, promotion, what they say promoting your listing does. When you're doing good and, you're meeting your metrics, you're posting every day, whatever, you're meeting whatever they want to see from a seller, basically. You're meeting their expectations. They're going to then take your items and put them a little bit higher in the search results and open up more of your keywords, whatever it is. But I don't feel like eBay takes and like hurts you or punishes you if you're not making that. Are they going to boost your items? No, it's going to show up in the natural progression of wherever your item is listed. And if you're in a higher competitive, market for something particular, it's not going to show as high. But they're not hurting you by doing it. They're just not giving you that boost. They're giving it to somebody else and boosting somebody else's up. It's like, not giving the kid candy because they didn't do their chores or whatever it is. Like, it's not you're not doing it to punish them, but they didn't achieve what, you're not meeting that expectation. So we're not going to give you a bonus or give you a treat or whatever. And I could be wrong. You guys have been chatting all the time. Let me know in the chat right now what you guys think of this, because I want your honest opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just talking to you guys about it. Same way with the top rated seller. I feel like if you get top rated seller, are you going to see a crazy amount? No, but I think it shows that you're doing what eBay is expecting of you, and so they are going to not naturally, but the algorithm, they're going to give you some sort of a boost for that, kind of as a reward, I guess you could say, for meeting what they expect. Whereas if you do it, if you're not meeting those expectations and you're not shipping orders fast and you're, giving customers bad experience. When I say giving customers a bad experience, I don't mean sending a customer a wrong item. I'm talking a buyer waits 3-4 days to have their item shipped out. They're not going to like that. Even if your handling time is 4 days, they don't see that handling time. They see an estimated delivery date, but they don't see you have a 4-day handling time most of the time. So would you, as a seller, I mean, as a buyer, I don't want to see my item just sitting there not shipped for 4 or 5 days. That drives me nuts. And I feel like, that's why a lot of these people that talk about having a 4 and 5 day handling time, or, a 3-day, 4-day, 5-day, whatever it is, I feel like, yeah, no, you're not going to get those sales boosted. They're not going to send people your way because it's going to possibly give a negative effect. I've talked about this in past videos. I feel like everybody gets this idea that returns are a bad thing, which, again, we don't like dealing with them. I'm the same way. I don't like dealing with returns. Once, if these shoes sold, it's my money. I don't want to give it back. But it is kind of a bad customer experience if you don't have any option. I don't mind offering it to them if they'll pay for their shipping back and I take my original shipping. I wish I was an option on eBay to show, and I let people know if they have questions. But again, I feel like that is a bad customer experience. So eBay is not going to give you a boost in your sales or give you a boost in your listing things, because at the end of the day, eBay doesn't buy the item. Okay, they put it in front of buyers, but they're not the ones deciding to buy your item. If your item isn't priced right, your item doesn't look appealing, no one's going to buy it, no matter how much eBay puts it in front of a seller or of a buyer. So at the end of the day, all eBay controls is how many people see that in their results and stuff like that, and that's where it is. Can they hurt you with that? Yeah, and I think if you are down, not listing and stuff like that, they're just not going to promote your item. It's going to show up wherever it shows up in the listing description or in the listing totals. So far, I'm rambling. I know. I apologize. Top reseller definitely helps a little. I think eBay loves just being active on the platform. Exactly. And like I said, it shows your interaction. If you message people back, I don't know if they track all this, but it gives a good customer experience. And that's eBay's whole thing, because it's just like Walmart. If someone goes into Walmart and they have an employee tell them off and cuss them out, they're not going to go back to Walmart. It's the same way with eBay, but it doesn't mean just you. And that's what I think, again, most people misunderstand. Just because you treated a buyer badly or they had a bad experience with you, that doesn't mean they're not just going to shop from you. That most surely means they're not going to shop from eBay. So eBay is a marketplace the same way. If Amazon was to start charging everybody for all their shipping fees back or whatever out of nowhere, people aren't going to shop from Amazon. That's going to hurt every single Amazon seller, not just you. The same way with eBay. If, and again, if Joe Schmo down the road sells, this pair of shoes all beat up and used and sells them as brand new, when the buyer gets them, he's not going to want to buy from eBay anymore. It doesn't mean he's not going to buy from Joe Schmo. He's just not going to buy from eBay. And then it's going to hurt everybody. So I think that's why eBay takes so much into effect of your account and how active you are and how you handle things and so on before they start promoting your item and actually putting it in more search results than anything else. I already read that one. I don't know. Thought I got a new comment. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. I just packaged these again. You guys got me talking, and I forgot to show you. But these are those Vapor Edge. We actually bought these in that Burlington haul video. That link is in the description. Go check that video out if you haven't already. We picked those up not too long ago. Paid $25 for them and sold them for $60. Not a crazy come up on those, honestly. A little lower than I would want, but they sold quick, so definitely good. It's football cleat season. Crystal loves when I talk about that. This is going international also to the international shipping program, so once it gets to that hub, it's out of our hands. But yeah, cleat season is coming up. I talk about it is already, but football cleat season should be ramping up here pretty quick. So if you got those cleats for football, definitely get those out. And let's see, we still got more boxes. I am running out of room already in here, guys. Got a lot of boxes going out today. All right, next up on the list. All right. Let's see, what do we got? How many labels do we got here? Woo, guys, I gotta move. All right. I don't know. Again, guys, that is just my opinion, and I am full of them if you know me. But I do feel like there might be some merit to it. In all honesty, I do feel like there's got to be some merit to it. But at the end of the day, we really are never going to know. eBay's not going to tell us what to do. Okay, they're not going to tell us why they do what they do. You can sit there and spend a bunch of time, and we talked about this last week, so I'm not gonna harp on it too much. But at the end of the day, you just got to do what you feel is best for your company. Keep working at it, keep pushing, whether that's doing more listings, editing your listings, whatever it is. Like I said, I am getting new listings up, and obviously we've got a bunch of inventory coming in, so we're going to have a bunch of new listings going up, and I am going to focus on that. But I do want to keep working on my delisting and relisting items and so on, just to make sure we're doing everything we can to boost those sales and get the attention of what's it called? Get the attention of eBay, so they will send buyers our way. How about that? Next up, we've got these. These are those gray and white ones. Like I said, we did get some more of those, but these are the wide version, going out for $69.99 to Tom. Mr. Tom. Tom has a very interesting last name. I gotta quit telling you guys last names. It's probably not great for privacy reasons, but I like this guy's name. Going out to Florida, Fort Lauderdale. Anyway, eBay conspiracy. Oh, one of the other things. This is a conspiracy theory, okay? And this is mine. I don't know if you guys ever noticed this. If you guys ever go to list a sale, or you're scrolling through and adding items to a sale to get listed, even before you post it, even before you click on it, whatever, if you're just scrolling through, I sell so much random old stuff that has been listed forever right after I do that, or even while I'm doing it. Like things I haven't thought about, or anything, like stuff that I forgot I had, whatever. I'll be like, oh man, I forgot I had that. I'm scrolling through, whatever, clicking on a couple of them, adding them to the listing, and then that item will sell like within an hour. It happens almost every time I go to edit a sale, and I don't understand that. I don't know if it's like activating that listing because you're technically editing that listing. I mean, it's not an edit, but it's pulling up the information on the eBay's backend. I don't know, but I have always felt that way. And like I said, it happens almost every single time I go through a sale. So I got this crazy idea, and I'm going to test it out. Me and Crystal talked about this. I'm going to test it out. I'm going to go through and like twice a week or something, I'm going to go through and edit a sale and add random items to it and remove random items, whatever. Just update the sale with some different items to see if it boosts sales. There's your conspiracy. I haven't heard anybody talk about that one, but I like I said so many times, there are random items. I'm not talking stuff that sells all the time like these shoes. I'm talking, that visor that I had or whatever, and I'll go through and edit a sale. I'll have it listed for, year, 2 years, and it will sell right after I look at it. And it just, I don't know. It makes me feel like they might be watching. All right. Let's keep moving here, guys. All right, I'm running out of time. It is 11:30 my time, so I've got about 30 minutes here to do 20-some orders. So let's start moving through them. I don't really have any more topics necessarily on my list, unless you guys want to talk about it. I can talk about Kohl's again. Summer sales, we talked about that. Large bulk deal, we talked about that. Stacking inventory, we always talk about that. We already covered the haters, so let's talk about bread and butter. I think I could do that while I'm doing it here. I told you guys I was going to dig into this. Now, for you that are in bread and butter, obviously this isn't going to make any difference, so hopefully you guys will stick around through my spiel. But it's a great opportunity. Crystal nicely said, or how about when you cross post on other platforms and it suddenly sells on eBay? Yes. Oh, that's a good topic. We're going to talk about that right now instead. We're going to hold off on the other stuff. Yeah, I've had that happen before. Listing or before. It is weird. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand the mis-selling. What, you got 2 more weeks? I feel you. That's how I feel on vacation. At first, I really enjoy it, and then I'm like, I'm ready to get back to work, which is crazy. Let's talk about cross-listing. We have sales, guys. We've been cross-listing a little bit more into Mercari and Whatnot, because the reason I'm selling on Whatnot is just because it's so easy. Honestly, that's the only reason I'm doing it. But we actually have had 3 or 4 sales in the past week on those platforms, so I'm pretty excited. And it's stuff that wasn't selling on eBay. So Crystal mentioned that you cross-list it and then it sells. It hasn't sold forever. You finally cross-list it and it sells, same day, next day. I haven't had that happen yet. I don't think. Well, I guess, yeah, I have. There's some things that I did cross-list that, took forever. But again, I don't know what the main cause of that was. But, yeah, cross-listing is something that I've been working on, and I've been doing it. It's really easy with Vendoo, guys. I am not sponsored by them, but I honestly am super happy with how it's working out. As long as sales start picking up on these platforms, I don't have any problem paying for it because it's already paid for itself this month. But it is kind of a little bit expensive, but it drops down after the first month or two if you're not doing a ton of listings. But we are cross listing like crazy over there, and I'm really excited to see the sales picking up because that's going to be helpful. Cross listing is one of those things that it does not hurt anything unless you can't keep track of inventory. So, and if you can't do that, I'd recommend checking out Vindu. Again, not sponsored by any sense, but I think they've got a great service and it's working really well for me. So I'm pretty excited about it. And the whole thing with that is it delists for you. So if it sells on one platform, it's going to delist from the others, or at least most of the others. So it's been really, really helpful. I am sticking these hats. Jeez, I'm doing terrible, guys. I'm not showing you guys anything. At least another week of no eBay. Extended it another week to get settled. Okay, yeah. We sold these. These are some blank golf 940. These are like the A-frame style hats. We picked these up from my supplier. I got them for like $3 or something, and sold them for $27.99. And yeah, both of them for $27.99 each. So really good come up on that. $60 sale total, and it's going to Albert in Virginia. We're sticking the white hats in these polys, or this like whatever you call it, zipper poly, just because I don't want it rubbing off and staining if there's any dirt inside the box. Some of these boxes are kind of dirty just from sitting in a warehouse. Let's see, Delco, that hat you have right there is an awesome blank. Aren't they cool? Like I have those myself. Probably sold because I'm away. Probably, I don't know. Like I said, what do you got yours priced at? No, I'm just kidding. Like I said, I sold them for $27.99 each. They are really cool. I've got one more left. Hopefully it sells before you get back. What was I talking about? No, we talked about cross listing, and like I said, there's no hurt in it, and it gives a great opportunity to just put it in front of some other people that haven't seen your item before, because there are people that shop in Mercari or or whatnot or whatever that don't shop on eBay, so it never hurts. All right, next up we have, gotta put the label because I'm slacking. What else we got going out today? Probably I keep reading the same comments. Also, guys, I felt like an idiot today. If you guys noticed, the table is actually higher. I completely forgot this table is adjustable. I've had it forever, and I've been like leaning over and like doing everything down here, and realized that I could literally raise it up even higher than this, and I might for next video. I don't know, but after doing this for what? I think we've been doing this for 4 months now, 3-4 months, and I finally realized the table moves. Never said I was the smartest. All right, next up we got a Marlins. These are the batting practice mesh backs fitteds that we've sold quite a few of before. Sold this one for $44.99, and it's going out to Matthew in Minnesota. All right. What was you talking about? Oh yeah, the listing. Like I said, we sold one on Whatnot and 2 or 3 on Mercari. And they are items, a couple of them are pop figures, which I know sell better over there, but we actually get more money when we sell them on these other platforms. Number one, Mercari doesn't sell or doesn't charge fees for sellers, so they put it on the buyer. So sometimes your market price has to be adjusted, but the stuff that I'm selling, I'm literally just cross-listing. I'm not changing a price or anything like that. I might go through and do that later. If they sell on Mercari, I don't pay fees, so I make a little bit more. If they sell on Whatnot, I don't pay the shipping, so I make a little bit more because the buyer pays shipping on Whatnot. So I actually make more when I sell them over there. And like I said, I sold up 2 pop figures and a O2 sensor on Mercari for a car that I've had listed on eBay for, I've had to have had it for like 2 years, and voila, it sold over there. Next up, these are really cool shoes. Got them from the closed clearance event. I don't remember how many ago. Honestly, just realized I still had these. And so they've been listed, but they weren't moving at all. I think I did put these ones on sale. I think 10%. Excuse me. All right, let's try that again. Happens every single video. But we did get these. We did put them on sale. Sold them for $71.99. So I think I just had them listed too high. But size 8, we paid $26, $28, something like that. I think $28. So not crazy margins. Excuse me, guys. But they did finally sell, and we got them out of the way. We've been selling a couple pairs of these since I price adjusted. And that's probably what needs to happen, guys. I told you guys I'm terrible about that. The other thing with it is I'm also kind of what I call a reverse tanker. I list so many items too high price because I don't want to be the lowest price, and I feel like if I'm the lowest price, I'm not getting as much money as I should. I know it's it's a stupid thing to think, but I always price too high. I always price stuff for a couple bucks more, especially than lowest, and I think it's hurting me. I really think that's why I've got a lot of inventory that just sits, and I'm probably missing money because it might have been hot when I bought it, but that doesn't mean the value is going to stay up that high. The market might drop, and if I was never competitive in the first market, then I'm obviously not going to be competitive if it drops. Now that can go the other way. If you have an item that sells out of and it's still popular, and then you're higher price, then you might get a higher price. So it can work both ways, but I think I just need to be more active in checking through and making sure that I am being correct on my pricing throughout, even after it's been listed for a little bit. These ones here are size 8s. I got these from the Kohl's clearance event, and it looks like somebody tried them on because there's a little bit of dirt on the bottom. Not everybody's going to agree with me on this. I don't find any issue with this, okay? This is just what I do. If these, especially these ones that you get from Kohl's, if they're scuffed up, that's one thing, okay? But these are literally just been tried on in a store. You can tell. It's barely dirt. It's just, a little bit black on the bottom. I'll take one of these, what are these called? These Goo Gone cleaning wipes. These things are amazing. I can't say good enough stuff about these. Basically, it's kind of like a Clorox wipe, but it uses Goo Gone, so it's not going to damage anything, and it works so well at removing sticker residue or just scuff marks, dirt marks, whatever it is. We literally just wipe the bottom of the shoe off, and it looks like it's brand new again, and you don't have to worry about the virus trying to tell you that it was used, okay? They would have bought them from off the shelf, at home, whatever. I've got something on the bottom of it. Stuck on paper. There we go. So like I said, I know people are going to think, oh, you're just selling used shoes. That's not the case. Okay. These are literally just tried on, in store, and the people didn't buy it or whatever. So I will take and wipe it off just real quick with one of these. You can use a damp rag. It doesn't matter what it is. You're not going through and, refurbishing the shoe. You're just taking that, a little bit of dirt or dust or whatever that was on the bottom of them from being worn in the store. So we're going to do that real quick with these ones, just so the buyer doesn't feel like they got a pair of used shoes, even though they didn't. And we'll do that real quick with these. And I do this, like I said, I do this a lot. I've never had any issues with it and never had anybody complain about it. You're just putting it back to what it was before it got tried on in a store, which can happen. Again, I'm not going to do this if it's scuffed up, like it's been worn, or returned or something like that. But definitely don't have any problem with doing it whenever it's just been tried on in store and it's got just a little bit of dirt on it. All right, enough of that. Let's see. I swear the most random things. Oh, wait. Man, I missed a whole bunch of comments. I think. Have those myself, probably sold. Don't break your back. I swear the most random things sell on Mercari. Yeah, they do. The most random stuff sells on Mercari every time. Yeah, I did pull the sticker off that one already. I got a return the other day. I don't remember if I told you guys. I got a return with the Kohl's tag still on the shoes. But they paid for their shipping back and stuff, and they didn't even mention it, but they just asked if they could do a return. So we offered it. They paid for the shipping back, and they paid for the shipping to them actually too. I just did a partial refund. But it happens. I know I've sent several out with the tags on them, but so far I've only had one person ever contact me mad about it, so can't complain. As far, sorry, I'm really sidetracked today. Yeah, the Mercari stuff, like I said, random stuff does sell. That's why I'm listing everything over there. I don't care what it is. I'm listing it over there, throwing it up. I'm not doing any extra work really. Shoot, I forgot to cancel that order. I oversold an order. and I forgot to cancel it. But you just never know what's going to sell over there. So list it all. Next up, we have this Birmingham Black Barons hat. Picked these up for a couple bucks from a supplier, and gotta pull all the stickers off because there's stickers everywhere on it. This is just the dad hat. This is Rings and Crowns brand, which I don't know if this is. I can't remember exactly. Anyway, it's just a dad hat, but this is a. Is this the older series or something like that? I forget. But it's the Birmingham Black Barons. There aren't any of these hardly out there, and I actually have quite a few of these. Got them, like I said, for a couple of bucks, and we sold that one for $29.99. Let's see. All right. I just realized what you meant by breaking my back. Yeah, the table. I don't know why I never thought of that. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal, but I have to like lean over to like type or use the iPad, and that was what was kind of good. I still have to lean over to read the comments. I think I'm getting old, and the comments are small. I could just increase the size on the screen, and I'll probably do that next time. But again, I don't think about these things. Going out. Oh, this was cool. Again, I'm gonna say somebody's full name, but I won't tell you where they are or anything. But this is going out to Neil Armstrong. Is the name that is on the order. Well, that was kind of interesting. Hopefully it's not the real Neil, if you know what I mean. Otherwise, I'm a little worried about where it's going. But yeah, that's going out today. All right, next up. I need a new bag for those. What's the next order? We're running out of time, guys. I got about 20 minutes here. Let's see. We can get it done, right? That many? Try not to get too distracted. What do we have left to talk about? We talked about cross-listing, selling stuff. Next up, we got this LA batting practice hat. Again, $13 and $2.45 going out to Brian. Dodgers, take that tag off of it there for retail because it is retails for $42. Let's see here. All right, so I mentioned, and this isn't quite the end of the video, but I mentioned talking about bread and butter. I'm going to dig into bread and butter. Hopefully you guys don't mind here for just a second. And just so you know, I'm not sponsored by bread and butter. They have given me an affiliate link. So you can sign up below, and we do make a commission off of that. But I'm not necessarily sponsored by them. But I talk about it all the time, and I feel like I kind of, I expect everybody to kind of know what I'm talking about. Because let's be honest, a lot of you guys, especially that watch live, you guys are in the group. You guys have been actually really supportive of my streams and stuff like that, and I appreciate that. But if you're not aware of what bread and butter is, it is a Discord leads group that I'm a part of. A couple of great guys over there, Adam and Hayden, run it or own it, and then there's some other guys that help them run it. And it's basically just a Discord group like every seller. If you watch a reseller, every single reseller pretty much is part of a Discord group of some sort, or they're promoting it on their channel. But this is one that I've been affiliated with for now a little over a year. No, it's been more than a year and a half. I think I'd have to look it up. But just a great group of people that are out there to help resellers like you and me. And it's not just a help platform necessarily, but we also share leads and all kinds of different things like that. So we talked about these crazy sales going on. The Kohl's clearance event has been this week. The Academy online sale was last week, and in store. That was in store too. We actually did hit it in store as well. There've been, like I said, some summer sales for like Crocs and some different companies. I'm not gonna call out all the leads here, but all these have been going on. And if you're a part of bread and butter, you actually get all this stuff included in the subscription. So basically it's a $39 a month fee, and you get into the group. You're able to post in there, you're able to talk, ask questions, and then all of us in there help out by sharing leads when we find them, whether that's in store or online. So for instance, the Kohl's clearance event, we always most generally get a heads up. We had a heads up on this one. They just started it way early. Even the stores didn't know they were starting it early. So, unless we've got an inroad with the corporate company or portion of the company, we can't get that. But we almost always get heads up on those sales as soon as one of us sees a sale go up, a good sale on Academy or whatever, all these different websites. online or in store. You know, there's tons of events that go on in store. We call them out. That way everybody can kind of go and find some deals from these. We call out specific leads, not this hat, but you know, there might be a really good deal on a hat. We'll post that link up and be like, hey, check this out. It sells for on eBay for, you know, 30, 40 bucks, and you can buy it for 10 bucks. All that type of stuff, we share all that stuff over there on Discord. You can ask questions. We got all kinds of different channels over there they do that have, you know, questions about eBay, questions about thrifting, questions about Amazon, you know, shipping, whatever it is. There's a bunch of different channels you can ask questions on, or just chat. There's some general chats where people are just hanging out. All that kind of stuff is available over there in Bread and Butter. So that's why the service is paid. They offer all that. We try to help out with it, you know, and you know, obviously we don't want to just give it away for free, because if everybody has the lead, then everybody's going to be competing for the same item. Not going to say you don't compete for the same items, but it's a smaller group, it's a capped group, so on and so forth. So that's what Bread and Butter is. If you have any questions on it, or if you would like to join, try it out, whatever, let me know. I'm more than happy to answer questions. I don't want people to just go sign up and then be disappointed because it doesn't apply to them or whatever. I'm always happy to help out with that. But if you are interested, let me know. I talk about it all the time in my videos. It really is a help. And unless you're just not buying what's particularly being shared as far as the type of items, there isn't a single month that I've gone that I haven't paid for the $40 in just some of the inventory that you get called out. It's like having 20, 50, you know, people looking at deals and finding them for you instead of you having to find each one for yourself. So it really is helpful. And like I said, that's just the lead portion of it, not counting all the help and stuff you get from other resellers, because there's a lot of resellers over there that do really well, that, you know, have been in the game for a long time, that do really well and are more than happy to help out and answer any questions and stuff like that you might have. So check it out in the description box if you are interested in Bread and Butter, or shoot me a message, comment, whatever you want to do. I will be more than happy to share with you guys and answer any questions you might have before you get started into it. All right, we are down to some of the last orders here. I didn't really show that one. That was just another fitted hat that we sold for $54.99. We sold this Adidas men's hat here that we picked up from the Marshalls clearance event. Again, another one of those events that we call out whenever we see it, because these are good. These are the Marshalls yellow tag events. Now this one I actually paid $8 for, and it only sold for $25. Still not a bad price, but it took a while to sell, and I didn't realize it would take that long. But it is a size small medium, so that's probably why. It's going out to I don't know what that name is, in Georgia. Let's do content. Let's see. I'm stuck watching The Painters at my parents' house. This was perfect. Awesome. Glad to give you something to do, Recon. I know it can be some of those downtimes that drive you nuts. I'm going to be living 90 minutes away from Kohl's HQ in a week. I'll get connections. There you go. Hey, get a job there. You can tell us everything. No, no, that's awesome, man. Start networking. That's what it's called there. Get some inside sources. That's awesome. No, we really do. We have a couple of great people that give us a lot of heads up on that. And then, like I said, we find a lot of good sales online, and right now it's been just killer. Recon can attest to that, even though he's having a hard time not being able to buy in the move. I get $39 worth of entertainment every month. Yeah. I don't even get into the general chat sections of the group, because I just have to stay out of it. You can spend a lot of time over there, just people talking about random stuff, and just, got some entertaining characters there. And that's just a part of it. That has nothing to do with reselling most of the time. That's just random chit chat. But yeah, you get a lot of entertainment out of that too. But it has to be what do you call it? You have to be in the group for a little bit to understand some of it, and of the general chat stuff for sure. All right, I forgot to grab a pair of shoes. I knew I was going to do it, so I have to grab that after here. Next up, we sold these Adidas running shorts, women's running shorts. Again, picked these up in the Kohl's clearance event a while back. They are just now selling. I'm not getting crazy profit, honestly. Paid $8 or $7.50, something like that, and selling for $25. I mean, it's not bad, but it just took forever to sell. and I probably wouldn't do it again unless I got these closer to like $4 or $5 a piece. There were so many of them that I bought all of them, and I think I could have waited and let them drop down. That's something that I kind of struggle with too in like these Kohl's events. I want to leave stuff and let it drop down further, but then I'm also afraid that it's not going to be there the next time. So it's like a handoff. Do I leave it and hope it's there, or do I buy it now and make the money that I can off of it? Because a lot of the stuff yesterday was profitable. Maybe not quite the double what I would want, but there was still some really profitable stuff that I left, hoping that it'll get marked down. Then when I went back to pick up my stuff that I had bought from the second store last night, I seen people walking out with shopping carts of it, and I'm like, ugh, probably could have been other resellers. That one actually could have been another a reseller, but I was just like, oh man, I'm not gonna get that. I should have just bought it, whatever. At the end of the day, you can't buy all the inventory, but I have a hard time leaving stuff when I know I should. Like these, I should have waited and let them drop a little bit more in price. So that's what I'm trying with the hoodies this year. I'm not gonna buy the hoodies at $15. I'm gonna wait till they get under $10. Then I'll buy them. Hopefully, if they're still there. If they're not, it's not that big of a loss. I've always got inventory that I can buy somewhere else, but we'll see how it goes. Let's see. Paragraph, light fixture. There's too much going on there. Yeah. Paragraph, light fixture. I missed all that yesterday. Like I said, I got in the group chat last night when I got home at like 10:30 and posted telling you all you had too much fun while I was outsourcing. This is going out to Sarah. Those shorts are, let's find Sarah's. There we go. All right. But yeah, I need to do that. I think I started talking about the reverse tanking too, and I forgot. I got sidetracked. I priced all my stuff too high, so I really got to start pricing competitively. I guess I did cover it. Guys, I am really trying to not run in circles, but that's all that's happening. Next up, we've got these. These are a bread and butter call out that I called out. I'll take credit for these. These are some Adidas men's running shorts, or not running shorts, but just their, I don't know what you call them. They're three-stripe shorts, gym shorts, I guess you could say. These were $10 a piece from an Adidas sale that I called out in the group and actually shared this particular link. We sold them for $34.99. This is one of those things they sell really well on Amazon. I only get like 1 or 2 returns on these ever, these type of shorts. Most people know their sizes. So definitely a good price on those when you can get them for $10. These are all black and they're size large, so you can't really ask for a better combo. Going out, like I said, $34.99, 10 into 35 is a great deal. And we bought quite a few of them, and they're starting to move. What happens though is a lot of people tank the price, and then with Amazon, they'll eventually sell out, and then my price will hit, and I'll sell like 3, 4, 5 pairs in a day, and then somebody else will drop their price to beat mine. And then I wait until they sell out, and they'll sell a few more. So I don't mind holding out because I know these will sell. They sell so much volume that even if you have a bunch of people under you, they will get back up to kind of a more of a standard price eventually, and you can make the money on it. Sounds like me, the last Academy sale with the $5 and $10 items, but that was the other way around. I wish I just bought everything. Yeah, and I do that too. Like I'll leave, and then I'm like, man, why didn't I just buy it? Like, I knew it was a good deal, and then I'll go back, and then I'll sit there and have the debate in my head again. But it's crazy. Next up, we sold these. Shout out, we actually got, this is another great example of bread and butter. I'm not just doing a promo for them. Adam, I need some money. But these here, actually, one of the guys over there, I can't remember the username, but shout out to him for wholesaling me out these hats. Picked these up for a steal. I'm not going to tell you what I paid for them. I appreciate him selling them to me. But we picked these up for a great price. We'll say $13, like I say with all the rest of them. And we're selling them for $49.99. And we actually sold 3 this weekend. Size quarter, though, is the one that's going out here. And it's going out to Ben in Chattanooga. I am going to take the price tag off these, $41.99. So we actually sold it for $49 above retail. For those of you that hate on me for selling or say that all I sell is above retail, I don't really take that as an insult. I actually appreciate that. I will gladly sell anything above retail I can. Going out to Ben. Okay, hold this right. But that's another thing. A lot of buyers, if you just bought too many or you need to recoup some money or whatever, or you're moving like Recon, I know he sold some stuff out, some inventory, just to get it out of the way, basically. and you can get some really good deals over there. I sell on the wholesale channels stuff that I just don't want to list, or I get great deals on, like some of the not football, but sporting apparel stuff. I'll list over there because I can sell it out for a cheap price where everybody else can still make money, and that way it gives some options. I've done that with the hats in the past. We talked about that earlier. Just being able to move it in bulk. Yeah, I make $1 or $2 on each item for the most part. Some of it I just sell out at my cost just to keep my suppliers happy and also offer it to the group. So there's some great opportunities over there when it comes to that also, if you are interested in that. All right, I'm dropping this box down because I'm not got too much stuff over here. Next up, we sold another set of the dry scalp shampoo that we sell all the time. This one here, again, $1 into 17. I have decided I have the shampoo and the conditioner. I've decided I'm not moving the conditioner when I move. I'm just leaving it. I have so much of it. I might take a few boxes if I just have room somewhere or whatever, but I'm not taking it with me. There's no need to take it with me. It's not selling fast enough. I've already made my money back out of it. And I just don't want to deal with it because it weighs so much. Like, I literally have half a pallet of it left, and it weighs so much. I don't even want to stick it in a truck or anything. So we're gonna leave the conditioner. It just sells to sell. The shampoo I'm taking, of course, but that's because it sells quick, or not quick, but it sells consistent, and I make a good profit off of it. Let's see, going out to Marianne. All right, guys, 7 minutes to do about 7 orders. Let's see if I can do it here real quick. Recon said I was driving to my friend in Tampa, and I decided to hit every Orlando store. I think I was scared to buy due to the car space. Yeah, that's how I was. My wife actually asked to go with me last night, and I'm like, "Honey, it's not that I don't want you to go with me, but I don't know if I got enough room when I get all the rest of it picked up." Because I didn't know. I just bought everything that I wanted pretty much from those 2 stores and was hoping it was going to fit in the car when I went to pick them back up. So it did. I took up half the front seat, so if she would have come, I wouldn't have gotten it all, but thankfully did. I get that way too. The Academy sale, I hit the Academy sale. I don't know if I talked about that, but I did hit the Academy sale here in store. Here, my 2 local stores. I didn't find a whole lot. I found some stuff that I ordered on their website. I found a couple more of those hats and stuff like that, so I did pick those up. I didn't really go through the clothing though because I'm waiting for that 75% sale, which hopefully will be coming up here pretty soon. Hopefully they're needing to get rid of the inventory as well. Another one of these sold half size 1/2, going out $49.99. But yeah, I did find a few. They had some good stuff. Again, mostly just clothing and stuff, but their shoes, they were loaded up on shoes again. So I'm going to wait till they hit the 75% and then probably go load up on that shoe sale. Not that I need more shoes, and hopefully, maybe I do hope it's later on this year, because I don't know where I'm going to put all the shoes I got already. It's going to be a mess. Alex, that's the thing that is kind of really stressing me out right now, is I have all this inventory and I'm trying to downsize or at least keep it to the same size, and I keep just gaining. But shoes are one of my, you guys see how many shoes I saw. I saw a lot of hats, but shoes are my second source, basically my second main source, I guess you could say. So I'm hoping to keep that up. I don't want to lose that. Oops. Let's see. I don't want to lose that source through the move and stuff. So I'm still buying it. And honestly, they're not terrible to move. Shoes aren't. They just take up a lot of space. Next up, we sold this Adidas hat. This was a call out as well in Bread and Butter. I think we picked them up for $7 or $8. And I believe it was actually a Kohl's online sale that we got these from. These have been selling on and off for me. $29.98 for this one. Like I said, 8 into 30 is not bad, especially when it's this small. And we can just throw it in an envelope. So that's what we're going to do. But yeah, they had a lot of good, like I said, a lot of good shoes and stuff on clearance. They just weren't at a good enough price yet because that wasn't part of their discount or whatever they were doing. What was it? Like clothing, I think, was additional 50, and then shoes were an additional 30, but their like original markdown tags are so high. It's just not worth it. All right, got this one going out. Let's see, we're wrapping it up here, guys. Thank you so much. If you're still watching, I do appreciate it. I know we're starting to lag again on my internet. Apologize. If you haven't already, could you hit that thumbs up for me? I greatly appreciate it. before you guys head out. Like I said, we got 1 or 2 more orders here to get shipped out, but I do appreciate all your guys' support. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and even on this Wednesday. Next week, guys, it will be a Wednesday stream at the earliest, and it may be a little later in the day. I'm not entirely sure what time it will happen, but it will be a Wednesday stream, and or Wednesday for sure, possibly Thursday, depending on how the day goes. And we will be doing probably the orders from that weekend. It will be a little bit longer, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. But if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Also, guys, like I said, I'm not slacking on the Facebook. I just haven't had a chance to get over there to do it. But we do have the Instagram page if you want to give us a follow. I try to keep you guys updated as much as I can over there, and that helps out on that. And I enjoy it, honestly. It's fun to share. Oh, wow. I thought I was almost done. Why do I have so many orders? Crap. Okay. Well, we thought we were almost done here. Let's see. May have to call it. What was I saying? I got sidetracked. But no, I do enjoy sharing over there. I get to share, pictures and random videos and stuff of just what's going on. Nothing to make a video out of, but it is pretty cool to be able to share just a little bit behind the scenes of reselling. Of course, if you're a reseller yourself, you probably know a lot of that already, but I figured I would share it. I'm not sure what these other labels are for. Let's see. Are these my Macari labels? Nope. Okay, so it's a couple items that I didn't get pulled, so I will have to go ahead and do those on the side. All right, guys. Did we cover everything? Everybody's good? Nobody has any questions, anything like that? Let me caught up on these comments. Let's see. No academy in Wisconsin. Gonna have to drive to Illinois, Missouri for storage. Probably will have to make it a weekend trip. So I'm not gonna lie, when I move, I'm not gonna have the academy either, and that's gonna be a little bit of a bummer. So I would have to drive. I think the closest one though is like gonna be here from where I'm gonna be moving. So it's like an 8-hour drive. But if it's at 75% offset, we might do it. Might take a weekend trip, hit those. I can hit some other sources that I have in this area and do that, and maybe we'll do that once we move. I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's always places to buy inventory, and that's the thing. You get kind of caught up on whatever you're used to, but there's always other opportunities out there for different areas. So I don't want to get stuck with that, but at the same time, it's such a good option. So we'll see how it goes. Other than that, guys, I think that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for joining us again. Like I said, next week stream will be most likely on Wednesday, but follow us on Instagram, and I'll do a short too if that changes. And we'll try to get it up as soon as we can. Feel free to shoot me a message or a comment. If you guys have video ideas, let me know. I would love to get some of those from you guys as well. So I think that's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and we'll see you in the next one.